Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Well, most of you guys know how much I love bags. Bags and boxes. Um, so I received this in, this is, oh, so happy we found each other. Well, me too. I didn't notice that. I received this at Amazon haul, Amazon packaging stuff. And I thought, it says recycle. So we're going to recycle it. So I was looking at it, thinking about it, rolling it around in my hands, folding it together. Well, after I even it up, sewing it down the sides, and I'm going to trim this edge off. So that's going to be open. This is going to be open, and then in the middle it's going to be open. So there's going to be 3 pockets. Pretty smart, huh? I know I'm not the first one to come up with this, I'm sure, but the reason why I'm doing this is I'm getting ready to start on my daughter's medical journal, and I have all kinds of stuff that I want to use. I mean, we have these little stickers, we have these little doohickeys, we have all kinds of, I'll put it over the side. Anyway, there's digital kits, there's, pieces of stuff, all this. Well, I want to keep it all together. X-rays. So I want to keep it all together so when I'm not working on it, I don't have to worry about, did I move it with this and that, and how that goes. So I thought I would make a folder to keep a lot of the stuff in. It doesn't have to, having a hard time speaking tonight. It doesn't have to be specific as far as the decorations. I mean, you can leave it like this. You could just stencil. I just went in my scrap pile, if I can get a hold of them. My scrap pile. I just pulled out a handful of stuff, and I thought we could do a little decorating. It doesn't have to be anything, like I said, super fantabulous. Just, something to cover this with. It makes it look, a little more pleasing to the eye, a little like it belongs in a crafter's house. And so I thought we would decorate it a little bit and then sew up the sides and fill it up with all the medical journal stuff. So like I said, this is the end of it, the bottom of the bag. So I'm just going to ever so slightly trim that so that will open. And then we'll just start decorating. We're just going to start tearing stuff and gluing stuff down. So let me do that real quick. Okie doke. So I just trimmed that where it would open. And what I was thinking, I'm not going to worry about it too much right now, but when I get ready to sew this together, I think I'm going to offset that a little bit so you can tell there's a pocket there, one in the middle, and then one there where it will, come down just a smidge. But anyway, let's just get to throwing some stuff on there. Oh my goodness. So what are you guys working on? This was a piece of paper that I actually marbled. I have some marbling potion, marbling paint, I guess you call it. Just put it on the surface of the water and then dip that in, and it comes out with all kinds of cool stuff. So, I get so mad at myself. I packed up some stuff to take it to a crafty friend's house to work on some junk journals and things, and brought it back, did unpack it for a little bit, and then, I've been going through a bunch of stuff, in my crafty room. And I remember seeing it. I'm thinking, okay, I need to put that up because that's a ruler I use all the time, blah, blah, blah. I can't find it to save my soul, let me tell you. So when I went over to one of the retreats, they had a garage sale, and I found all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, lots of cool stuff. And this was one of them. This is a Stampin' Up! The Tearing Edge. Oh, that works pretty good. That's cool. The other one is just a flat one, and not like I don't have a bunch of other rulers here, but you know how you have your favorites. That was the one that I liked because it had a metal edge. Oh, I could use this one too. It has a beveled edge. This is Hunky Dory. I can use that one too. So I want to put that on there. I don't know. Why not? And I'm just going to use some glue stick. And it should fit just fine. When I run out of this, we'll go to something else. with this, you know, you kind of want a surface that's, you know, not ziggy-zaggy and all of that. You want a smooth, gluey surface. Does it have to be just right? No. This is just what you call freehand. I'm just going to grab and place down. We'll do some tearing. Oops, we could even use that little piece. If you don't like the really torn edge, you could just use a ruler. I mean, it's torn, but it's not like terry torn. That's funny. Nope, come back here. And you could ink the edges if you wanted to. A lot of this is just going to be covered over, so I'm not really going to worry about inking it like if I would, if I was doing a journal or something. Then I'd be inking everything. See, that way it's nice and smooth. What else do we have here? We have a little journaling page. We could use that. I could write some notes on it. Just glue it down like that. So, I don't know, did I tell you about delivering the Easter eggs? Oh my gosh. We had a blast. We feared for our life. We went down roads that said no trespassing, drive at your own risk. I'm not kidding. Pray. I mean, it was so funny. So I have AJ and another band girl with me that is super fun. And so the friend, she's a lot of fun. She's kind of an old soul, and but she's a lot of fun, but she needs somebody that's fun to bring out her fun, if you know what I'm talking about. And so we're driving along. Oh, look at that. It's coming out. And so I plug all 7 houses into my GPS. Well, it doesn't put them like in order. It just puts them in the order that you put them in. Well, not really like paying attention. We went to this neighborhood and we actually had 3 deliveries in this neighborhood that were really close together. Well, we delivered 2 and then we take off to the 3rd one, which it wasn't in that neighborhood. It was like 5 miles away. So we start going and I'm like, don't we have one in this neighborhood? But we keep going. We see tons of deer. I mean, of course, the area that we live in, we do see tons of deer. But, I mean, it was like a ton of deer. We probably saw 50, let me tell you. And, I mean, they're standing in the road looking at you. They're crossing the road. I mean, you know, we're in their territory. And I want to use this whole thing. And then, you know, I see bunnies once in a while, little cottontail bunnies. Usually they're in the yard scampering around, you know, but just very rarely. I saw like 5 bunnies that night. I mean, is that an omen? Is that a turn around and go back home? Here's my daughter dressed up in a big pink onesie bunny costume thing, you know, from the Christmas Story. Let's put that whole thing down. So she has that on. I have bunny ears. Oh, I think we're done. We're done. And I know I have another one of these. It's in a sack somewhere. Where's the sack? I don't know. All right, we'll get out some of this glue that I don't normally use. It takes a little while to dry, but we need to use it, right? So this is Premier Craft Construction Glue. Woo, and it's a little stout. And let me roll it around. This is super strong and permanent. It glues paper, wood, fabrics, and more. Squeeze bottle with precision tip. Always replace cap after use. Designed with precision. This is hunky dory. Anyway, so AJ's in the pink bunny costume. I am in my just street clothes, but I have bunny ears on that light up. And so we're in the dark in people's yards and neighborhoods. It's nice outside, you know, so there's a lot of people outside. So we're going down this one area where it's like, really, people really live down here? I mean, there's like nowhere. I mean, it's hilarious. And so between me and the girls, and then of course they're back there playing Name That Tune with scary stuff. And AJ's like, no, 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 and then don't go down this road. This is where people go to die. Anyway, so we're driving. I mean, it's like dirt roads, really dirt. I mean, I grew up on a farm. I know dirt roads, but this is like one lane, dirt road, no houses, no trespassing kind of thing. It's like, what have we done? So anyway, then finally, and then we go around these curves because of course here in the Ozarks, I mean, it's curvy, it's hilly. And, I'm just like, we're, you know, and the girls were like, we're going to die. We're going to die. Well, I was kind of wondering that myself. And, so, anyway, then we finally, you know, we're going around this really sharp curve and there's a house with a light on and they're like, no, this is like the scary movies. Don't get out of the car, which it wasn't the house that we were going to, but, you know, it's the one where you shouldn't get out and go knock on the door in the scary movies. So anyway, we finally get to that house and we deliver, and then it's like, you know, and part of them we couldn't find the numbers on the house, and it was like, okay, Riley, here's a flashlight, go find a number. So and dogs barking and then we delivered to one house and all these eggs, and there were some kids next door playing outside, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's like 9:30 at night. If the house that we delivered to, they wake up and there's no eggs, we know these kids got them. I mean, all this stuff is going through our head. It's just absolutely hilarious. And you know how you just feed off of each other. Makes it worse. And so I said, if we live, I'll take y'all to get ice cream. And then we're going down this one road. And I mean, it's literally, there's a sign that says travel at your own risk. Anyway, we travel down and it's like, oh, I can't imagine living down this dirt road. We come up on these big, beautiful houses. I'm like, what are y'all doing down here with no road? Anyway, so then the house was dark other than the lights, you know, on the outside. And except for one light on the second story. So they're like starting to throw eggs. I'm like, no, we have to hide them correctly. Anyway, more deer, varmints, all kinds of little creatures. I mean, it was just, and then one of them was like, oh, there's a box back here. Rhonda, do you have a pen? We can write down our last will and testament. I mean, it was just, I mean, those girls carried on, and I, of course, I didn't make it any easier. I, you know, fed into it. So needless to say, it was a little after 10 when we got finished. Oh, and the first house we went to was here in our neighborhood, and we pull up because there's somebody out there, and they start coming over the car, and I said, well, I'm looking for such and such, and they're like, well, there he is on the bike, and I'm like, ugh. So the parent put it under the kid's name. I'm like, we're delivering eggs, and he's like, oh, I'm like, we'll come back, and he says, yeah. So we made that our last stop since it was here in our neighborhood, and anyway, so we finally get all finished late at night. And then we drive into town and go get ice cream for the girls, and I get one for the hubby. And instead of getting something like a shake or a, you know, concrete or something that made sense, I got him a turtle hot fudge something sundae. By the time I got home, it was soup. So I said, here, it's the thought that counts. Put it in the freezer and you can enjoy it later, or you can drink it. So he drank it. So anyway, it was quite the adventure, needless to say. It was an adventure. All right, but we made it. Lots of happy kids, lots of happy parents. What more could you ask for? And we made a lot of money. So they're already asking, oh, can we sign up for next year? I'm like, oh, I can't believe we're going to do this again next year. We're going to die. So anyway, looks like I'll be involved for another 3 years, since AJ's just a freshman. But anyway, that's what memories are made of, right? I should have used the other glue on this, but we didn't have the other glue, did we? Because we ran out. Put that right there. It's not too bad. I think we need to do a little stenciling. Oh, that's a sharp edge there. Let's put something there. How about that? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just going to work on this, and then we will sew it because it needs to dry. You really don't want to sew on wet glue, just because it'll gum everything up, and that's not a good thing. We don't want gummy stuff. What else can we go there? A little piece of this. Do we have another piece over here? Yeah. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I think I'm going to tear it with the little tear edge. Are there rules? No. I'm sure somebody somewhere says there are. But there's no rules. It's whatever is pleasing to your eye. That's what you do. Right? Because if you worry about what other people think, are they going to like it? Are they going to, you'll never get anything done, and you will not be a happy crafter. And why craft if you're not happy and enjoying it, right? That's what I say. A lot of people make stuff and sell it. A lot of people make stuff, enjoy it. A lot of people just make stuff. That's looking pretty good. There's a stencil that I've been wanting to use. I have the large one and the small one. And I just had it. Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me? There's a stamp. Okay. Oh. Thanks for telling me. Did I move down? Oh, here. I think I moved on you. Somebody moved on you, it wasn't me. This is the Crafters Workshop's 6x6 stencil. Look at that. And then I have the big one. It's like a 12x12. That's super cool. So I've been wanting to use this little one. And we're just going to use it, right? Don't save it. Use it. We need a brush of some sort. Oh, here, brush. We can use this big brush. What color do we have? Do we want distressed ink? I mean, vintage photo distress ink? Why not? Give this a good rub. See if we get some on there. And let's just go to town. Oh yeah, we got some on there. Oh, don't move. Don't move. You know, it really works when you talk to, like when you're driving and you talk to other people driving and you tell them, turn on your blinker. You're driving in the hammer lane. Get over. It works, doesn't it? Look at that. I could do a little bit right here, really faint. Let's do a little bit here. So if you wanted to write on this, you could still write. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Do a little bit right here. I'm liking that. Then we could just do a little bit of edge here since we have some left over on our brush. There we go. So we're just playing. We're just, you could go through and ink some edges. You could quit here. You could add a little stamp, a little something here. Looky here. And look, did I do that? I don't know if I did that or they did that. I think I did that. I hinge my carrier sheets. If you don't know, all my stamps, when I get them, I lay down a piece of packing tape, put this halfway up, fold the packing tape over, and then trim off the excess. And then that way your carrier sheet's attached and you don't lose it, because you know when you lay it down, look, it disappears. Where'd it go? There it is. It's attached. So you can get it back on there. All right, let's do, what color shall we do? I have some right here, some aged mahogany. And we don't have to use a block or anything. We could just ink it up like this and do a little press and whatever comes off. There we go. That's cool. Let's do a little something over here. Let's do the bottom part. It's just paper, remember? There's no paper police. I promise. And we're our own worst critics. Aren't we? Go ahead and admit it. We are. You put a beautiful card together and you think, oh man, I could have added this, or I should have done. No, you shouldn't have. That's just the way it was supposed to be. My dad always said, make a decision. Weigh the pros and cons, make a decision, and get on down the road. Do I clean my stamps? No, I get just a little bit off like that. But he said, you know, you can play the guessing game your whole life, and there's no reason for that. So that's what I've always done, or most of the time, I should say. I've tried to. I have tried to. Okay. That's why you store these in a different way, because this is, okay, too hard to get back in there. All right, well, I like the way that looks. All right, so I'm just going to mess around and do the same thing back here. And then when I come back, we'll sew down the edges and fill it with a bunch of stuff. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. All right, I have this decorated. So here's the front, there's the back. I added some washi tape I'm going to have to go through, because this was going to be the bottom. But remember how I said I wanted to stair step this a little bit so you could tell that there was pockets in there? So I did that, and then that wasn't the bottom anymore. No big deal. So some of those little pieces are coming up, but I'll go back and either put washi tape over them, glue them, or both. So no big deal. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It's still very pliable. Love that crinkly sound. Like I said, I just threw some stuff on there. No rhyme, no reason. Just something I kind of liked. Use the stencils and everything. So, and then I put washi tape up here, and I did add some glue because I want it to be really sturdy. So here's a pocket. There's the middle pocket, and then there's another pocket. So there's actually 1, 2, 3 pockets total. All right, so I did go ahead and sew this just to make sure that it wasn't too thick, because I didn't add a lot over here, and there's no padding right here on the sides. You know, there's a little bit of fluff to it, but right here on the sides there's not. This side I haven't sewn yet, so we'll do that together. And I put clippies on both sides and then folded it, trying to get it to train a little bit where I wanted it. So let me turn the camera around and we will sew this side. All right, here we are at the sewing machine. And this is a Kenmore. I bought this off Facebook Marketplace or something. It was actually a girl here in Branson that was selling it. I mean, it does have all kinds of fancy stitches, and I mean, look at all those. Just really crazy. But anyway, she'd used it. She got this wild hair, and she was making clothes, and she made several outfits, and then she was done. So anyway, she or her kids added the little stickers there and the little magnetic strips here for the pins, which I thought was pretty smart. So anyway, I just had this on a straight stitch. These should be fine, I would think, removing those. All right, and I'm going to sew. Make sure these are lined up. And if it's not perfect, it's no big deal, right? Because it's paper crafting. I'm just making sure we have this like this. I'm going to put this one back on. It's just paper, right? All right, just a straight stitch, regular needle, regular thread. My bobbin's really low, so I'm hoping it will last for this project so I don't have to change it. We're going to drop it down, and I am no expert sewer, seamstress, whatever. I am not even a halfway amateur. I sew on paper. I can sew a few hems. I can do a little bit of stuff, but not much. All right, So we're just going to take this really slow. I'm just going on the edge. And like I said, on this, we're not going to get a hurry because I really don't want to break my needle. My glue is dry, so that's really important. You want to make sure glue is dry because if not, it'll gum up your needle. I do know that. All right, let's keep going. Oh, and I forgot to back stitch, but that's okay. I'll just take my ends and tie them. No biggie. Okay, I think we're kind of past that part. You could do a zigzag stitch here. If you wanted to, you could do contrasting thread. I just didn't want to change everything for this. So we're almost done here. Almost done. And we'll do the little back stitch here just to make sure it's secure. And did we do it? Grab my scissors somewhere. They're there. And now we have both sides done. My little pocket where I can keep everything together. We love the crinkle. Anyway, I think that just turned out really cute. Like I said, I forgot to backstitch on this to hold it in place. So I'll just take these ends and I'll give it a little knot here. Like this. And one more just for good measure. And then trim that off. And no one's the wiser. Alright, well, like I said, this was a little quick video, but I love these envelopes, and this is what I like to do with them. Like I said, I may add a little bit to the bottom so it's not so rough. You know, glue that down and maybe add, you know, a wide piece of washi tape or something just to kind of keep it. But I'm just real pleased on how that turned out. Alright, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.